take profit. So what is a take profit? Well, it is the same almost like a stop, besides that the stop is automatically closing the trade at a certain amount of loss, and the take profit is automatically closing a trade at a certain amount of profit. The take profit is calculated based on the size of your stop. And remember that everything in trading is calculated from risk. And the stop is your risk amount. So from your risk, you'll be calculating many things and not just your take profit. But in this lesson, let's talk about the take profit. It is extremely easy to calculate take profit. All you need to know is that your take profit has to be at least 3 times as big as your stop. So the ratio has to be 3-to-1 at the bare minimum. This is the absolute minimum. This is the absolute minimum that I recommend using and that I am using myself. Sometimes I use 4-to-1, 5-to-1, and sometimes on a ridiculous day, if I see that I can pull it off, I actually take profits close to 1-to-10. That means that if my stop is around 10 points, I take 100 points as my take profit. But that's very seldomly, and mostly I use 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1, which means that if my stop is 10, then my take profit is 30, 40, or 50 points, but not less. Let me explain why not less. In trading, it is not possible to have 90% trading success rate, meaning that from 100 trades, 90 trades will be positive trades. I don't know a single trader who would have the success rate above 60. 60 is God level. It's even myself, I sometimes come close to 60, but it is extremely difficult to pull off. That's why I always think about not the amount of positive trades that I make, but the general mathematics of my trading. Let me explain. So when you're trading, for example, in the very beginning with limited experience, and you make only 30 to 40% positive trades, that is absolutely okay, and you will have a nice profit in the end of the month or the week or whatever, but only if you use correct ratio for your take profit. So if, for example, you're using a 1-to-1 ratio, which means that your risk is 10 points and you're also taking only 10 points, that means that on a losing trade you will lose 10 points, and on a winning trade you will make 10 points, so the same amount. That means that if you have 40% positive trades and 60% negative trades, you will have a very negative result in the end of the day, or the week, or the month, or the year, or in general. But if you use 1-to-3 ratio, which is quite easy to do, and I'll show you an example. So the amount of successful trades will have to be only 25%. And this is fantastic. Imagine that if you make 25 positive trades and 75 negative trades, and in the end of the day you have a 0 or a small plus. This is unbelievable, and this is the power of math in trading, and you must understand that power of math. So when you have, let's say, 3 negative trades in a row and then 1 positive trade, so pretty much this is 3-to-1, and in 4 trades only 25% were profitable, and you still have a 0. So let's say that your stop is 10 points on average and your take profit is 1-to-3, it's gonna be 30 points. That means that in the first trade you've lost 10, in the second trade you've lost 10, in the third trade you've lost 10, but on the fourth trade you've made 30 points. That means that you've lost, with those 3 negative trades, you lost 30 points altogether, and on 1 positive trade you've made those 30 points back. That means that 25% success rate will yield you a 0. When in turn, if you use a 1-to-1 ratio or even 1-to-2 ratio, the 25% success rate will probably devastate your trading depot quite very much. So this is very simple to use. Just keep in mind and write it down with huge letters in your notebook that your take profit must be at least 3 times of your size of your stop. Now let me show you an example in the chart. So let's take the same exact example, just like in a few previous lessons, with this divergency right here. So if we were to enter once again the beginning of this candle, and it would be around 13,185, and our stop would be in this case fixed. Our stop would be at 13,165, so 20 points. So where would be our take profit? Our take profit would actually be quite far away. Our take profit in this precise situation would be around 13,245. So here the trade would automatically close, and you would take your profit and you will be very, very, very happy. Many traders make huge mistakes by closing the trades with no reason. Now, there are 2 reasons that I use for closing my trades. Either a technical reason, so if I'm trading indicators, and I will be teaching you those reasons starting with the next lesson and the lesson after that, that when I see a weakness in a trend and a signal in the opposite direction of my trade, I would close the trade. Or if everything is working nicely, as you can see here, there are absolutely no weaknesses for our climbing trend in the MACD. And in this kind of a situation, I would keep my fingers away. And my closing of my trade would be an automatic take profit, the one that we are talking about in this lesson. So 2 reasons to close a trade. Either a technical reason, so a weakness in the trend in the indicators, or a take profit when there is no visible weakness in the indicators. And of course, if there is no visible weakness in the indicators, you could push your take profit higher up. So if you see that we are just flying up and there is nothing stopping us, then you could take 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, and so on. But this is a little bit more difficult, and we will be talking about those details later. For now, all you need to understand is that your smallest allowed take profit is 1, 2, 3. And when you are able to have trades like that, and your success rate is above 25%, and just think about it, 1 out of 4 trades has to be a positive trade. Is that really difficult? No, not really. And when you have, let's say, 30 to 35% of positive trades, and you use 1-to-3 ratio for your take profit, you will be rich very quickly. So once again, in the beginning of the trade, as we enter, we know and calculate our stop, and from that stop we set out our take profit, which would be, in this example, would be right here, and the trade would automatically close with very nice profit of 60 points. Since our stop was 20 points, the trade would close with plus 60. So 1-to-3 ratio. If our stop would have been 10 points, for whatever reason, around here, then of course our take profit would be 30 points lower, because we only need to take the ratio and not the points, and the points are just calculated using the ratio. So our take profit would be around here. So as you can see, the take profit directly correlates to the size of the stop, and pretty much everything else in trading is calculated from risk, so from your stop. And there are going to be many more things that we will be calculating, but those are a lot more complicated, and those are relevant to other trading systems that we'll be discussing beginning with chapter 7. Don't forget about the test, enjoy your homework, and I will see you in the next lesson when we will finally be looking at custom settings for MACD and stochastic, and soon enough jumping into tasty trading systems that you will be soon using for making money at the financial markets.